Welcome to In Match We Trust. Today we have Miss Leah on the show, who is a professional soccer player. All right, now Miss Leah, how did you get started in professional soccer?
So, my dad played pro soccer in
Okay.
Italy, and he started me and my brother young.
Okay.
So I started when I was 3. So from out the gate.
Went from walking to soccer. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I remember being little, and I would be in the living room, and he'd have me practicing headers at like 3 years
At
old.
3?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not worried about baby concussions. Okay, cool. Go for it. I'm with
Well,
you.
they're like little tiny
Oh,
baby soccer.
they're baby soccer ball. I'm thinking he's throwing a full blown soccer ball at you at 3, and you're like, yeah.
No, but so yeah, so he started me and my brother young, and I just, because of my dad's dedication to it, soccer was his whole life. So I felt like it had to be me or my brother. My dad would honestly always say, like, you're either born with it or you're taught.
Got it.
And he would say, I had to teach your brother, but you were born with it.
Oh.
So, no offense, Luigi.
So
Sorry.
we're saying Leah's the better athlete in the family.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think my whole family would agree.
I need him on the show
Who,
at
my
some
brother?
point. Yeah, I need him on the show because
He would be great.
I'm just saying it. I think he's got a different perspective.
He's okay. He's an athlete. Don't get me wrong, but when it comes to soccer,
you're hurt. You just like that. Okay, you can say it. You can toot your own horn. It's okay. Go ahead and toot that time.
So started young. My dad had me in club right away, which club for soccer would be the equivalent of like how you get showcased for football, whether that's, I think you said 7-on-7 and high school.
Okay.
High school soccer doesn't matter. So you want to make sure you're in a premier club from a young age. My dad knew all the premier clubs, all the premier coaches. So grew up in Connecticut, was there till I was 12. Played club up there, and then when I moved here, I started playing for the Clearwater Chargers.
Okay.
And they were the best club at the time.
Okay.
So, yeah, when you turn 14, you start getting showcased. So you have a bunch of showcase tournaments. You also have your league. You want to make sure, like, you're winning in your league as well, because it draws attention to the team, draws in more scouts, draws in more coaches, but you're getting showcased from the time you're 14. At the age of 14, I was the best player for my age group in the state of Florida.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, continue.
So.
Toot that horn. Go ahead.
This has been my life's work to this point,
absolutely.
you know? So it's important to me. Yeah, so then, you know, you play through, I graduated at 17, so I played through till I was 17. I had a bunch of offers, D1, D2. I decided that I was in a relationship with this boy at the time.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
I was stupid.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was, because I was like, oh, I don't want to leave him. I don't want to go to the big house in Michigan. That's all the way in Michigan when he's here, you know, like. And he would kind of hold it against me. He'd be like, oh, you're just going to leave and you're going to become famous and you're going to forget all about me. And we didn't have a healthy relationship.
Yes, for all college athletes. Yes.
Yes,
go ahead and leave.
Yes, go ahead and
leave. Chase your dreams. They'll be okay.
They will be okay.
They'll be all right. You're not even with him now.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, see, Mazel Tov. You should have been chasing your dream.
So I took a year off. Even with all those D1 offers, I took a whole year off. Didn't go to college for a year. Yeah.
Jesus.
But I also, to be fair, to cut myself some slack
Go
here.
ahead. You're young. You were 17.
I was 17 when I graduated.
Yeah.
I had gone through a lot in high school, just like home life wise.
Okay.
So it was pretty tumultuous, and I was also in this tumultuous relationship, and there were a lot of things going on. I mean, I was living on my own starting at 14 as well.
So soccer sounds like it was one of the things that just kept you grounded. Like that.
Absolutely.
Like that was the one piece, that was the one constant. Everything else is chaos,
Absolutely.
but soccer is, I could control that.
That, and it was a place that I could go not only to like where I could control that, but I could release any frustration, any angst, I got to shine in soccer. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's about me. I got it.
That was my stage.
Yeah.
You know, so nothing else mattered. I don't know if you experienced this with football, but
yeah,
in games, it's almost like I don't hear the fans.
Nothing.
I don't hear what's going on outside. I'm
Locked in.
locked in. I'm
Dialed
in
in.
the zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just in the game.
Mhm.
So everything else fades away. So it became a place I could release.
That's that 48 minutes or hour, whatever. I'm free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my parents started going through a divorce when I was 14, and that got really nasty. Like,
Yeah.
mind you, we wanted them to get divorced because they had a volatile relationship.
Yeah.
So we'd be like,
Somebody got to go. So I don't care
Yeah.
who does it, but somebody got to make a choice.
So they started going through a divorce, and my mom was really hurt. And she got kind of toxic, if you will. So my dad got scared because she would threaten him with things that were not real. So he left the state, and my mom spiraled downward. So that's how I got to be on my own from the age of 14, really.
So age of 14, you're on your own,
Uh-huh.
graduate at 17,
Uh-huh.
making dumb relationship choices at 17.
Yeah.
Did you ever pick it back up and go to college with soccer?
Absolutely.
Where'd you go?
Absolutely. So not many athletes get this, but I think because of how much I produce, like for the Clearwater Chargers team I was
Mhm.
on, we were number one in the state every single year that I was on that team.
Yeah.
And I was producing 90% of the goals every year.
Okay.
So I had a decent repertoire of accolades.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'm the GOAT over here. You know what I mean? Like,
and I wasn't banking on that when I took a year off,
Yeah.
but I figured like
there'd still
I
be
could
some
get
kind
in.
of.
I could get in somewhere.
Yeah.
So, so I took a year off. I actually signed to Nova Southeastern University because it was in the state, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna go.
So we're just turning colleges down for fun.
I mean, Auburn, Michigan, Oregon.
You turned out Oregon?
Mm,
Yeah, that's wild. Oregon's got a.
I look back on it now and I'm like,
Oregon has a premier soccer program.
oh, I know.
Like-
I know. FSU. Man, so many colleges, so many D1 colleges that were just like, please.
here, just take this money. We'll pay for you to get an education. Just go play soccer.
Absolutely. So, and I was just like, no, I don't want to leave him. I don't want to. It was dumb. In hindsight, I'm like, God damn, you were stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but so after that year off, I had the coach that wanted to sign me for Nova Southeastern. He started coaching at a different college in Miami.
Okay.
And he was like, I need you to come play.
Yeah.
So you're going to get another full ride from me.
We're just handing out.
Yeah.
Boy, I couldn't buy a full ride.
Yeah. He's like, you're going to get another full ride if you come to play. And I said, okay. Because by that time, I had never been out of soccer. That was the longest I had ever gone. And I mean, I was still playing like pickup and indoor and
doing your training,
but it's not the same as like team environment and training 2-a-days. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to go. So I went and I played there for 2 years and I won accolades there. I won national honors for grades, and I won an award for national athletics, like NCAA award.
Okay.
Because of what I was producing.
So it's like the soccer version of like an All-American.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
I'm with you.
Absolutely. So I was supposed to go straight out the gate from there to the Puerto Rican women's national team.
Oh.
Irma hit.
Oh,
in 2018.
Jesus.
Puerto Rico got devastated.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely devastated.
Ruined.
So
ruined my vacation.
It was like 3 weeks before I was supposed to fly out and start being showcased with the Puerto Rican women's national team. Irma hit. And everything was messed up for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Dang.
So after I played college, I stopped for like 4 years.
Oh.
Again, yeah, because
like just as you're getting traction, you're getting all these things, and now just life just ain't life, and
life is tough. It was tough because, I mean, I had like I said, I had a tumultuous time, especially in high school, but there was a little bit of needing to prove myself in soccer because with high school soccer, even though it doesn't matter, I had a scenario happen to me where the assistant coach
Mm-hmm.
was messaging me.
It's a grown up.
He's a grown man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about to get dark. I'm ready.
Yeah.
This could get cancelable. Let's do it.
He was messaging me my junior year.
Inappropriately, I'm assuming.
At the time, like at first.
As a kid, you don't see it. You're kind of
At
like.
first, no. At
Okay.
first, no. So like he'd be like, "Hey, how are you doing? What's up, superstar?" And I'd be at school. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm good. Like I'm excited for practice, whatever."
Yeah.
And then it started getting weird, where he'd be like, "Oh, I'm in the shower right now. Can you guess where my hands are?" And I'm a 16-year-old girl. This really happened. Like this is a real, this is a real fucking thing. So
Okay.
and he's 27
At the time.
at the time.
And you're 16.
16.
Okay.
He's about to get married as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Yeah, and I had always been the number one scorer for any team I played on. So
Okay.
even for high school, I was still.
You're still.
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
the big
Even though
dog
it
around
doesn't
these
matter,
parts. Yeah.
but yeah. So he was messaging me, and because it started getting inappropriate, I went to the school.
As you should.
I went to the school. I was like, listen, exactly. Here are the messages. I don't
feel comfortable.
Right. I don't
Yeah.
feel comfortable. I'm definitely not condoning this or
Yeah.
inviting this behavior. Because at first, like, you could be kind of closer with him because he was younger
Yeah.
than the head coach.
That's how it goes.
But then when it started to become
No, it's getting weird.
yeah,
It's getting weird.
sexual in nature, yeah, then I was like,
Was he sending illicit photos to you?
like shower pics?
Oh.
Yeah. And asking for photos back
Of a 16-year-old.
of a 16-year-old.
Child
And he
porn
would
charges.
call me,
Kitty porn charges
he would call
immediately.
me jailbait.
He's calling you jailbait?
Yes.
Oh, that's premeditated. That's Diddy status.
I'm
That's Diddy status. My man knows what he's doing. He's ready to go to jail.
So because I went to the school, he obviously got fired, and then the school, like not the school itself, but the staffing on the high school soccer team blamed me. Then one of his good friends came in to be assistant coach, and they stopped playing me.
Oh, that's wild.
Not as much until they needed me, until we were losing a game, and they were like,
yeah,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
we're gonna ice you out, but we're still gonna win.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then senior year was much of the same because the assistant coach was close with him, and he, like the head coach was kind of a talking head, loved soccer, but wasn't like the best coach, and the assistant coach had coached at clubs, and so he was more of he had more of the say so, or could kind of like if the head coach was the head, then he was the neck, so he could turn the head whatever way.
Whichever way he needed to.
Yeah. So I was like constantly needing to prove myself because of that situation, because I was shamed for that.
For some, there's victim shaming at this point.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was shamed for that. And we went to not states, it was just before states.
That'd be what, regionals?
Regionals.
Yeah.
And we ended up losing the game. And they had only played me the last 17 minutes of the game, in which I scored, but we were already down 2-1. Or 2-0.
2-0.
So I made it 2-1.
Okay.
And then he decided to take me out in the last 3 minutes, the assistant coach, and put a different player in. And I remember I had just had it. I was cussing up and down the coaching staff. And high school soccer doesn't matter, but I love the game so much that I was like,
you're a competitor. Like,
absolutely.
I want to win. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
if I can help us win, let's win.
Right.
Look at all that.
So because of that, I felt the need to prove myself. So fast forward again to out of college, I was heartbroken because I was like, I'm about to go play for a national team.
Like,
And I can't, because in soccer, the most prestigious level you can play for is a national team.
Yeah.
Because it's countries versus country. That's what you see in the World
Yeah,
Cup.
World Cup.
So I remember being a little girl in my room, and I would visualize
Playing
being
on that stage.
on a national team, being on the world stage, and I would visualize it over and over again, and what it would sound like in the stadium, and how I would play, and how I would move, and it was like it was ripped away from me, and I was like, all right, well, now I gotta
Figure something out.
Now I gotta do life. So didn't play for 4 years, and I got a call.
Okay.
I got a call from a coach. He had seen me play before. He had known I had ties to the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Because there's specific rules when it comes to competing on a national team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I can't just go play for Portugal because I'm not Portuguese.
Oh,
I
okay.
could play for the U.S. because I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
I could play for Puerto Rico because I'm Puerto Rican descent. I
Okay.
could play for Italy because I'm Italian descent.
Okay.
Or I could play for the USVI because my family has residency.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Because a lot of Puerto Ricans will move to the
Virgin Islands because it's right there.
Yeah. So, he was like, you know, I've seen you play. We're putting together a women's national team that's going to start competing on the world stage and women's World Cups. They'd never competed in that before.
Okay.
And he's like, would you be interested in playing? At first.
No, you didn't.
I said, I'm going to think about it because I hadn't played for 4 years.
I don't care. If they call me for the Olympic team tomorrow, I'm telling them yes. I don't care.
I was nervous and I was kind of like scarred by like, what if it doesn't work out again? You know, like the fear was talking.
The fear of like,
yeah,
life has been lifing. Where I get close to something I want. Yeah. Take it away. So, okay, I'm with you.
And then about 2 weeks later, I called Coach back and I said, absolutely, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. So that's how I started playing for a women's national team. My first international cap with the USVI. So like your first cap is your first international game.
Okay.
My first cap, I scored. That's not a stat that people have.
I was gonna say international scoring is fairly low from what I see.
Yeah, I mean soccer. People say that about soccer, like oh it's slow. There's a low score, or what have you. But
it's a lot of running. Y'all better than me.
You're on the world stage, and I don't know many pro international players that are on that level that have that stat. Their first game out, they're scoring a goal.
Was it early in the game or in the second half?
So it was, we were down 0-0. We were in the second half.
Ooh.
It was going down to crunch time. And so I've always had this sense of urgency,
especially
when we're losing.
Gotta get it.
And so it almost like automatically amps up. And I drew a foul. I drew a foul. It was a
yellow card, red card.
No, it was in the box, so I got a penalty.
Oh, you get a penalty kick?
Yeah. Yeah. It's on my Instagram. You could check it.
Ooh. Is that the picture where you got that full blown kick?
No, that was during a game against Guatemala.
Oh, okay. Because your leg is legging in there. Yeah. You got a strong leg for that one. I don't know if she scored, but I know that bitch was coming.
So that was like, I remember when I scored during my first national team game, and I got emotional after, but we still had the game to play, so I was like, what does that feel like? You better shut that down right now.
What does that feel like? Like looking like I don't mean in the moment, because in the moment you're still competing.
Right.
But I'm talking about like once, I'm assuming you won that game. I'm assuming y'all won that game.
We ended up tying. I believe we tied 1-1.
Okay.
So
there's no overtime for soccer, nothing like that?
Because it wasn't in a competition, it was a friendly. So friendly is like
an exhibition game, right? Like a preseason type deal.
Right.
Okay.
So that was a friendly going into our prep for the Women's World Cup qualifiers.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So that they're like, all right, cool, he's gonna tie ball game, call it a day. But still, like after the game, like knowing that.
I remember sitting there and we're stretching out because after the game you do a cool down, you stretch out because you don't want the lactic acid to build up as much. And I remember it was like me thinking back to that little girl. That's all she wanted.
That's all you wanted.
I was like, you did that shit.
Did it.
Like, you did that. And it was emotional for me. I was like trying not to show that I was crying. Because in team setting, you're an athlete.
You're not finna cry in front of the team.
Right.
Like, unless it's a championship sitting on the table, I'm not crying in front of the team.
So my dad, because of his coaching prowess, he's big name in soccer. And so he was actually the goalkeeping coach for the USBI women's national team. He got invited to be the goalkeeping coach. So I remember he just came up, good job, business as usual. And the next day he gave me a card and he said, "You're the first Rapuano in history to score
on the national stage."
On the national stage.
That's crazy.
And I'm getting choked up now because it was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Can't nobody ever take that from you.
No.
Can't nobody take that from you.
So that's how I became a pro athlete.
and you could always hang that over your brother's head.
Yeah, absolutely.
First one, baby. Now who's older, you or your brother?
I'm the youngest of 4.
So Oh, you're the best athlete, but you're also the baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
As the baby, you have the advantage, though, because you get to watch the older siblings and the mistakes that they made and the things that they do well, and you get to take it all in. And
Yeah.
you know, you can kind of fudge.
And didn't none of these 4 other motherfuckers didn't tell you you were dumb for staying in high school?
Oh, no, they all did.
Oh, and you didn't listen?
No.
Perks of being a baby, because you can get away with stupid shit like that.
Oh, no. My dad was having my friends talk to me about going to college. He would like pull my friends aside and be like, "Can you talk to her, please?"
Tell her to get the fuck on, man. She's eating everything in the house. They'll feed her. I promise. They'll feed her. They'll give you food. They'll let you do what you want for the most part.
Yeah, I was dumb for sure. But he would literally like elicit my friends to talk to me.
That's wild.
He'd be like, "Can you go and talk to her?"
That's all right. But we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We are now back with the second half of Miss Leah's interview. Now, off camera, we was asking because, you know, somebody got some world qualifiers coming up.
Yeah.
And I asked if you were going to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And you said the team had a bone to pick with you.
It's not the team.
Okay.
It's the staffing of the association.
Okay. Which team are we talking about, just so they know?
The national team. They have a bone to pick with me.
Which national team?
The USVI women's national team.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
So just so everyone knows, it's the USVI women's national team has a bone to pick with me, but I'm going to tell you why.
Ready.
So when I got signed, I got signed on a retainer contract.
Okay.
So I was getting a stipend.
Okay.
So you get paid every month. So that when they need you, hey, we have a camp coming up, you go.
Say no more.
Right. Because I'm getting paid every month, even if we have nothing going on. That's how a retainer works.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so I was getting paid every month. And it started being like the checks would come 2 months late, 3 months late, 4 months late. And I would constantly have to be like, hey, where's my check? Hey, you know, I didn't receive my stipend. What's going on? And that wasn't in the head coach's control. That's within the association.
That's back out. That's
right.
Back of house.
Yes. So it was always the runaround. But eventually I got it. And I don't think they liked that I started asking questions.
No organization likes when you start asking about money, okay?
Right. But I'm a pro athlete.
As you should.
And
Get your check.
Right. Absolutely. So, because once I accepted the status of pro athlete, I can't.
Run me my money.
I can't go play for any organization that's not pro.
Yep.
So it was kind of funky with money. Not all the girls were getting paid.
Oh.
Not all the girls are getting paid. I became an advocate for payment. And it's my opinion that we were not getting paid what the men were getting paid.
Uh-oh.
Right.
We're about to get into some...
So... FIFA will allot national teams X amount of money.
Yeah.
With what we were seeing, we weren't getting new jerseys at the time. We weren't getting like lavish, you know, trip. They would pay for food and travel, absolutely.
Okay.
As they should.
Yeah.
But we weren't getting anything new. We were getting hand-me-downs from the boys, and then there started being whispers about the president of the association at the time. He's no longer there. That he was going on trips and spending money that FIFA allotted to the national team, and like there may have been some whispers of embezzlement.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I had always been an advocate for the women, like, no, they need to get paid, because the women who weren't on stipend, they would only get paid
if something's happening.
Right. I think it was like $50 to $75 a day or a game.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right. So, but if you're training twice a day, 50 and 50 for those training sessions.
Oh, okay.
So,
it's $100 a day type deal?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
But it depends. So it was dependent on what we had going on.
Okay.
So I became like a loud advocate for us to be paid and compensated equally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't like that. And then FIFA started doing an investigation into the president of the association and the managers of the team, and lo and behold, he's no longer there.
So we're not going to say it's for sure he was embezzling,
But it looks
But a
where
hit
there's
dog gonna
smoke,
holler.
there's fire. Yeah.
A hit dog will holler.
Yeah. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Every
so, yeah. So a new coach is in there now. I've
Okay.
been communicating with him throughout the year, about camps and what's coming up for us, and I still think that because the way the VI is, it's a little, it's all about who you know.
Absolutely.
It can be a little
clicky.
A little, I don't want to say corrupt. Corrupt is not the word I'm looking for, but it can be a little touch and go.
Okay.
If you're not with the in
crowd. Okay. Yeah.
So I think there's still people that knew the former president in the association.
And there's a little bit of loyalty left to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because at first they made me stop playing. Then this new coach came in and he was like, I want you to play.
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely.
You need me.
Yeah. But I think there's hesitation. They made me go through giving them water bills from our residency in the VI. I have to submit an ID card from the VI.
Okay.
They're making me jump through these hoops to prove
that you
okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think there's still some loyalty to the old president and old management,
the old regime,
and they look at me like, oh, she can be a problem because she uses her voice.
She knows her worth.
Yeah.
She's not like these other people where we just give them pennies and they'll be happy about it.
Exactly. But that's not a struggle just in the VI. I want to be clear about that. Jamaican women's national team has had that issue. The U.S. women's national team had to fight for fair compensation.
They had to fight recently. They had a big old thing about theirs. Even was it the WNBA girls? They threatened a lockout. They're like, we're not gonna play.
Yeah. Well, Jamaica did that.
Oh, Jamaica did that.
Yeah. A lot of the players on the Jamaican women's national team, because they really weren't getting paid, they're like, we're not
playing. You're not gonna pay me.
Especially when you see the men. And the men have new gear and they have new equipment and they're constantly getting together and having camps. And they're making sure they're staying fresh and the team chemistry is there and they're doing anything and everything to make sure that team succeeds. Yeah. And we're getting like the scraps.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a little bit of field time left for you guys.
Right. Yeah. So it's more so that that it's not just the VI, but a lot of nations that don't have a great infrastructure in the nation in general. There's room for a little bit of corruption.
Okay.
To happen.
Okay.
So.
Now, with women's sports in general, I know conversation is a big thing. Coverage is a big thing. Yeah. I know WNBA, their coverage is getting better. Mm-hmm. So that obviously their competition's on the way.
Yeah.
Especially with the emergence of like a Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and all these girls. Because you got to think about it. When the Olympics came on, people watched. I think what they say, the viewership was higher for the women's games than it was for the men's.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like with women's sports coming up, what do you hope to see for women's soccer?
So, and that's one of the reasons why it wasn't just about, I want more money, I'm trying to be greedy. But I remember being a little girl going to the U.S. women's national team games and getting my jersey signed by Mia Hamm. Talking to Mia Hamm on the phone because my dad had the connection like that.
Okay.
And she'd be like, are you being a good girl? Are you getting good grades in school? Make sure you do that if you want to be a pro soccer player, you know. And I remember the precedents she set as a role model.
Yeah.
And I think what needs to happen is that women need to be steadfast in their worth as athletes. Specifically. Because it hasn't always been the case where women were fairly compensated, because you are a role model for that younger generation. Absolutely. You have so many little girls looking up to you when you become a pro athlete, no matter what sport, whether it's basketball, tennis, soccer, volleyball even, you know. You have so many young girls looking up to you. And if you can be a role model that is steadfast in their worth, but is always just in that, no greediness, you know, you always want to be professional, you always want to be kind. I would love to see that moving forward, not just the fair compensation, but just the recognition from women that they are the role models.
Absolutely.
For the future generations, because you don't know what lives you could change if you instill just that little bit of belief.
That little bit of hope in some kid will go a long way.
Right. Yeah. Because they'll think back to that moment. I remember when I was in high school, I used to have little girls that saw me play in club come up in my high school games and be like, Leah, can I get an autograph? Can I get a hug?
So you've been a celebrity forever.
And not even,
get it.
No, not even that. But
kidding.
It's like, because they were like little girls. You know?
Oh, like little 5 and 6.
Yeah,
okay,
5, 6, 7. And they would just come to support. And it was just that in itself, you know, because they look at you really like a role model. I want to play like you. I want to be like you. I want to be that good. Because they need the belief in themselves. That's where it comes from. So.
That's what you want to see moving forward.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Thanks.
I love that for you. Well, folks, this is the part of the show she was nervous about.
Is it? Why?
We have a lovely Q&A session coming up.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yeah. All week I've been asking on Instagram, TikTok, etc.
TikTok?
And TikTok.
You went to the talk?
I went straight to TikTok with this. I jumped in people's lives, started asking questions. Okay. All right. First question. Do you want the edited version of this question or like the regular version of this question?
No, just regular. Go ahead.
Okay. Has any celebrities ever slid in your DMs?
Absolutely.
Well, who was it?
You want me to say?
Say it.
I will.
Say it. I'm ready.
Okay, so I have a friend, Lisa. We would always get into some stuff together. She played on the pro indoor team with me, the Tampa Bay Strikers.
Yeah.
And she would do a lot of work with Bally Sports for the Yankees.
Yeah.
And so there was one day we went to like preseason, the Yankees in Tampa, and one of the pitchers had invited us to dinner. And I don't believe he's a pitcher for the Yankees anymore. But yeah, he invited us to dinner, and so it was his management team, me, Lisa. We had like a closed off room in Mint Market.
Oh, okay.
And he decided to try and he didn't even slide in my DMs. He slid in my WhatsApp.
Valid.
He got in my WhatsApp.
That's valid.
And he would constantly try to get me to hang out with him, and then started offering me money to hang out with him. Mind you, this is another man who was engaged to be married soon. And yeah.
All right. When it comes to this whole engagement...
Yo, what was his name?
Oh, there it is. What's the name? Drop a name.
I want to say it starts with an R. Can you look up really quick? I'll tell you exactly who it is.
Ready? Which
look up 2023. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh-oh, we're ready.
Yeah, go ahead. 2023 Yankees pitcher. Do 2024 then. No, 2022. I'm sorry. I still have him on. Oh, shit. Try
right here. Go right here.
Yeah,
there you go.
There. He's from Miami.
There's gonna be a lot of these motherfuckers.
No. You know what? Let me look. Because
I say you check that WhatsApp and put them on blast right now.
I bet you won't. I bet you won't. We got time today.
Let's see. I'm just looking up different Yankees pitchers now.
But here's my better question.
Was it? Yeah.
Is it once you get to a certain financial status?
I still wasn't interested.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, is it expected for men to cheat once you hit a certain financial status?
I don't believe that. Because there's a lot of men that are super faithful to their woman. You know, it's not just about like, oh, that one's fine, I would love to hit that.
No, but I'm saying like here's my belief. Any man who makes $50K or less, that guy is faithful. He might think about it. He's not going to do it.
Why?
Ready? No, I'm going to break it down.
Okay.
100K and less, he's got options to do it. But he's not going to do it because he got enough to lose. $500,000, that guy's cheating. He's gonna be discreet about it, but he's cheating. Anybody who's making 1.5 and up, he's cheating so good. His mistress and his wife are friends.
Are friends?
Yes.
So
Because they're both getting a check.
no, I don't know. For me, I can't. I couldn't. I'm not good at sharing. I can't share.
You can't share?
Absolutely not. Fuck no. Nope.
Like, what if you don't got to see it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
Okay, hear me out. You're playing for the women's team, right? Let's say he's a football player by chance, playing in another country. You know what I mean?
No.
Oopsies.
Uh-uh.
You know what I mean? It's just a one and done.
No.
You're not letting a one and done slide?
No.
You know who
I'm
let
not
it
saying we
slide
can't
though,
work
right?
through
Kobe's
it.
wife let it slide after
She
she
did.
got that big old
Big
rock.
old ring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if he come back with a bag and a new ring, we not gonna go,
No.
you still cutting it
I'm
off?
not materialistic though. So it's like
What if
for
he brings
me,
home
it's not-
championships?
No.
Uh,
I just can't like I'm not a person who can share. You know, I don't care if you flirt. I don't care if like I can understand a man appreciating a beautiful woman.
Every time.
I can I
Every
appreciate beautiful women.
Me
I'll
too.
be like, wow, look at her, she's gorgeous.
Fine,
you
I'm a
know?
lesbian.
But I feel like if it's not something that both parties are okay with, then I don't know. It would definitely have to be like I reached that point in our relationship where I was like, this is a discussion and I'm comfortable with this.
Since we're talking about comfortability in third parties,
What?
would you ever be comfortable with a third party situation? You, your man, and a third party?
Not at this moment in time.
Not at this point in your life?
No.
You know, what would make you feel comfortable enough to do these type of events?
I don't know. I feel like I would have to get bored and I'm not bored.
Valid. Shout out to that guy. I don't know that guy's name. But good. Love that. Okay. What is the one area of your game that you believe needs improvement?
First, I believe there's always room for improvement.
Okay.
So I will never go on the field and be like, I'm fucking perfect. I can believe in myself and be like, yeah, I'm going to be the best. I can aim to be the best player on the field. But there's always room for improvement. Like, oh, man, you know what? My movement off the ball wasn't good this game. Or you know what? My touch was off this game. I have to go back and work on my touch.
Okay.
So I think it depends on what presents itself.
Okay.
But I think there's always room for improvement. Always. So I would say currently, fitness.
Because you ain't got no wind right now.
I'm working on it.
Oh, no, I'm
but it's
saying.
not where it needs to be.
I know it ain't.
It's not where it needs to be.
I know. I've seen you in the field 20 minutes later.
When after I was doing 20 minutes of sprints?
That's not my fault.
That's still 20 minutes of consecutive sprints.
I'm with you. We are in different sports, sweetheart. Okay. I'm not doing 20 sprints straight.
I know you can't.
I can do it. Let's be clear. How far are your sprints? How far are you running for these sprints?
Full field.
So 100 yards.
Yeah. Well, the field's at Skyway.
Yeah.
Full field and
so
back.
That's 120. 10 in the end zone on one side, 10 in the end. So you talking about full sprint, no break, just sprint, turn around, go.
Back.
20 straight.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 5. I'll give you 5.
Right now?
I'll give you 5 right now.
I could probably do, I'm going to say 12.
I'm saying I know I'm getting 5.
I could do probably 12 right now.
5 and I'm done. 5 and I'm cooked.
Yeah.
5 and I'm cooked.
Yeah, it's tough. But it's mental.
No, it's the sport we play. There's no point in time in football where I'm gonna be sprinting straight that long.
No, I know.
Your sport, y'all got to do that.
But the thing is, though, too, I condition myself to sprint the whole game. Not a lot of soccer players are conditioned to be sprinting the whole game. Yeah, you jog and move off the ball, but for me, if there's a free ball and it's me versus the other player and she's winded by the end of the game, but because of my conditioning, I'm sprinting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that means I win possession.
Valid.
So.
Mr. Ivan asks, if you were a man.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Wait, bro, I'm reading them in the order that they came. Okay, if you were a man, how would you approach a woman? Right, bro. I'm telling you, like, what would be your pickup line? Here we go. Like, we go to Hooters right now, and you're a dude. How are you hitting on the waitress? Ready. Yep, ready. Ready.
I'm not ready. I gotta think for a second. Okay.
What?
So, because I've never thought from the perspective of a man. If I was, I'm trying to think of like.
You don't know that struggle
No.
to try to pull a conversation out of thin air.
No.
Ugh.
No. I think I would try to find common ground, but if I'm just going straight with a pickup line.
Straight pickup lines. she's a baddie and you need that in your life.
Okay. So, all right, let me
Mhm.
ask you this. You
Okay.
like camping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if you went camping
Okay.
and you woke up the next day,
Mm-hmm.
pants around your ankles, your ass hurt, would you tell anybody?
First off, I don't like this question.
Would you tell anybody?
Who is
Yes
he
or no?
with?
Yeah, who was I with?
Who's
Nobody.
he with?
Would you tell anybody?
No.
Yes or no?
No, I'm not telling nobody nothing.
You want to go camping?
Bruh. That would have got me. Because, see, guys are simple. That would have got me. I'd have slid a number like, we're never going camping, but here, we can talk about it.
That's pretty fucking good.
God almighty. One girl in the gym hit me with one the other day. She goes, you look really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Really strong. You have some great lifts. Come on, you're one of those girls she comes around the same time I go
Yeah.
during the day. And I'm having a beast leg day. She goes, yeah. She's like, good lift. You're looking really strong. She just said in passing, walked away. I go back over, and now I'm doing sled pushes. So she hops on it as like a joke, like Kiki Ha. So I push it. I keep pushing.
Kiki ha.
Kiki Ha with it. So I'm not gonna be no bitch. So I keep pushing on.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, really strong. Okay. You look strong enough to pick me up tonight,
Oh.
sir.
Ooh.
Hey,
that's a good one.
Hey, gym girlies, that every
See,
time.
I feel like
every time.
But I feel like it's easier for a woman to pick up a man
Yeah, because we're suckers.
than it is for a man to pick up a woman. So I don't know how I would approach that situation as a man. I don't know.
Look.
You guys have work cut out for you.
What?
Absolutely.
Every time. Because not only I have to be funny and not be creepy,
Yep.
and then I got to deal with whatever trauma triggers you got.
See, and that's my thing though with relationships, right? Because you hear a lot of women talk about like, I'm not gonna take no bullshit. I deserve to be treated as a queen. I deserve this. I deserve that. And you know what? Absolutely know your boundaries, know your worth. But you're gonna keep attracting shit men until you heal through those traumas and those triggers. Why does that trigger you?
I wonder why she looked at me when she said that.
I was trying to look at the camera.
Oh,
no.
Nah,
Holy shit.
You look like somebody who hurt her in the past. You know what it is? You look like a high school coach. That's what it is. That's what it is.
No.
Fucking knew it.
No, but what I was gonna say is like, if you want to be treated like a queen, then be a queen.
Accountability.
What
What's that
is a
thing?
queen? Accountable. She's just. She's kind. She's able to own up to her mistakes. She provides a safe space for her man where he feels comfortable. She's not his stress. She's his peace. I want my man to be able to come to me and be like, babe, I had a really hard day. This is what's going on today. And just be able to offer him support. I don't want to be like, yeah, motherfucker, and you forgot to do this. You're
You forgot to
shit.
do the dishes.
Yeah, like,
Fucking
what is
dishes.
that?
Like,
Why? I don't understand that.
look,
You know, because
trust
if
and
you're
believe.
providing that space for your man, they're going to be more inclined to treat you with love and respect.
Absolutely.
It goes both ways.
That's
It's
fair.
not just like cater to me hand and foot and I get to treat you like shit. I also have to come into the relationship healed from my traumas so that I can identify, okay, why is that a trigger for me? Why did it trigger me when he did this? If I work through my healing, I'm going to stop attracting unhealed men.
Talk to him now.
I'm just saying.
So,
like,
do you currently attract unhealed men?
no.
No. All the men you have in your life are very at peace.
All the men?
All the men in your life.
I have one man in my life.
That's a lie. You've met me. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm healed, so it doesn't count.
Okay, so you're saying like outside of
Yeah.
romantic
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
relationship. Okay. I mean, but does that equate to like familial? Does that equate to
Yeah, however you slice it.
I would say the men in my life are currently working through
Valid.
healing.
Valid. Okay.
I would say that. I wouldn't say they're all like unhealed.
Okay, that's valid. We got to take one more quick break,
Okay.
and we'll be right back. All right, we are back for the last bit of this Q&A. We got a couple more questions for you. All right. What is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened during your, how do I put this delicately for the viewers? Behind closed doors, in the bedroom for you.
Okay.
What's the most?
This is definitely a question from a man.
I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
What is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? If you don't want to answer, you can sip.
The most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely farted during the deed. But take a sip for that one just because I exposed myself.
But like, what do you do in that scenario? Do you just keep rolling? You got to roll with it, right? You just got to keep the motion going. You know what I mean?
I can't help it because there was some space made for air to be trapped in there. And
Hey, you do what you got to do, kiddo.
Well, the real question, was it a fart or a queef?
Ooh, yeah.
No, I feel like queefs aren't that bad. Because
Yeah, queefs
No, they're not.
You know what I
That's
mean?
why.
Queefs I can live with. You know what I mean?
But they sound the same.
Yeah.
Nah,
no,
but they don't smell the
no.
same.
No, I never
No,
said
I
they
don't
smelled the
think
same.
I don't think that they. Yeah, it was definitely. I tooted.
Ooh.
I was like, "Ooh, sorry."
While he was down there?
No. Oh my God, no.
Oh
my
okay.
God.
Like, what do you do?
No,
Like,
no, no,
Could
no,
you
no,
imagine?
no.
Could you imagine, like, he's down there handling work, and I was like, yo.
I feel like most men though, once they're in that scenario, they're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just go with it."
Pause,
Like,
pause. No, absolutely not. If I'm down there, excuse me.
I'm going to keep going.
I'm not. No,
See?
I'm done.
See?
I can't.
What if it's silent but not deadly? What if there's no sting?
If it's silent, it's always deadly. You can't tell me otherwise. I don't care. Y'all not gonna lie to me. I'm grown. If it's silent, it's deadly. That's the worst one.
Okay.
And all y'all girls fart in your sleep. I don't care what nobody says. Yeah. Look.
I don't know. I'm asleep.
That's
so.
100% true, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, because like my wife, she's like, I don't fart because I never hear her fart. But in her sleep, all of a sudden I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck is
I think
that?
you know what my man has said that to me, where he's like, "Oh, your little farts in your sleep," and I'm like, I don't know because I'm asleep.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This last question is actually from what looks like to be a girl's girl.
Okay.
Okay. She said, "What advice would you give a single girl in dating today?"
Okay.
Girl's girl. She's looking for help.
So sincerely
Hey,
advice, because
sincere advice.
I would like to consider myself a girl's girl. There's a lot of things that I feel like modern day women do that I just don't want to be associated with. But I still, if somebody's looking for help, I'm going to tell them.
Talk to him.
So in today's world, one, I'm going to go back to what I said to Max earlier. You want to look at what unhealed wounds do you have, whether that's childhood, past relationships, what trauma do you have? Look at your triggers. Why do those trigger you? And you have to be brave enough to face those, to heal through them. Number one. Number two, it's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to be like, you know what? That was a turnoff and I'm going to cut it here instead of getting into a year relationship with you and then I don't know what to do because we're in a toxic relationship or I ignored the few red flags because that means he's got healing he needs to do as well. And I'm not saying people are going to go into a relationship completely perfect. But what I am saying is that you can do enough work on yourself and set enough boundaries within yourself to know what you're looking for. Like you can sit down and make a list and say, these are the qualities that I want in a partner. I want him to be patient. I want him to be funny. I want him to, if making money is a qualifying factor for you, I want him to at least make this amount because some women are like that. I'm not, listen, this is not a referendum on you, Max. I'm just saying.
Whoever asked this question, 3 for 3, baby.
But you can sit down and make a list and say, this is what I want in a partner. And then make a list of what you want to be able to provide in a relationship. Because it's going to help you sift through the bullshit, essentially. I don't know anybody who's dating in my circle that's just dating for bullshit. Because the ultimate goal is to find someone. She's not in my circle anymore.
I know, but that's it. My bad. It just.
No, it's okay. I'm
triggered.
Just saying, like.
It was my trigger.
Yeah. She played with you. It's okay. She played with you.
She's currently playing with somebody else, so it's okay.
Yeah, but I would say that, like, I would make a list of what you want to bring into the relationship, and, you know, it's hard because I think that women just can become complacent or stuck in this mindset, even that, oh, well, we're supposed to be treated like this, and we're supposed to get this from a partner, and we're supposed to have this type of relationship, and the man's supposed to do this, and you also have to be understanding of where everybody is at. So I would say in today's dating world, if you're not dating just to fuck around, then sit down, make a list, and also identify your boundaries and start to face things that you need to heal through so you can bring the best version possible of yourself into that relationship.
I don't think you get no better than that. I think we got to end on that. That was real
Well,
life
actually, I want to
advice.
ask one question. If you
Go
don't
for it,
mind.
Manny.
Man, motherfucker.
I know. I know. That's his brother. I knew to piss him off.
Why did you choose to go USVI instead of USA?
So, because the offer was on the table from the USVI first.
Right, but I mean, you could
And
try out for USW.
Once you
committed, and
once
that's
you
it.
commit, I can't play for another national team.
Oh, that I didn't know that.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
I thought you
either.
could.
Yeah, nope.
I thought it'd be like basketball. Like,
Once
all right,
you
cool.
represent a nation,
That's
you
it.
can't. But like, let's say, like, so look at Lionel Messi,
Yeah.
or like Mbappe. You know, you can go from clubs like Barcelona to PSG.
Yeah, I'm talking about national.
Yeah, national
Oh.
team. Once you commit to a country,
That's not all
you
the same
can't
shit?
play for
No.
Oh.
National club is club.
Okay.
I got to ask one last question, which I'm surprised you didn't ask. Being a soccer fan,
What?
who's your GOAT?
Messi,
Messi?
no question.
Okay, we can end it there.
Thanks for coming
Are you a
out.
Cristiano fan?
Fuck yeah.
Ah.
Fuck that.
They play, and one thing I like to say
Wait,
to
so
people
did
is
you just ended it with that?
I'm ending it right there. I'm rolling it like that.